if the guy's not careful and he lets him and he can't knock him off of his swings, he's just going to capitalize on it, and then he's just going to knock you out because he not only does he have a lot of speed, he's so strong with his hits that the guy he'll make a swing and then he'll connect, and then he goes, he's just rapid fire, and the guy's just on his heels. So he's impressive. He's good.
We're going to take a quick break here to remind you, go give us 5 stars on Apple Podcast, iTunes. Go write a review. Doesn't have to be anything heartfelt. Just be like, hey, I'm taking a poop right now. I'm on the toilet. Just write that in. I don't know why, but it's important. It'll raise us up the charts if you enjoy the stuff. Also, go check out our Patreon. That's Patreon/The Throne Room. It's our logo. There's another one on there, and it's for some Game of Thrones podcast that's absolutely trash. But I don't know if it is. I don't want to throw shade where shade isn't due. But go check that out. Understand that y'all are probably poor college kids, and so if you go for the free option, just give us a 5-star review and on Apple Podcasts, and then go check out the Throne Room on Instagram and Twitter.
Please pay for the Patreon because you feed my children, so I'm.
Also, this new equipment is expensive, so gotta take care of that.
And you feed my children.
And I feed your children, all 8 of them.
All 8.
Yeah.
9 now.
9 now.
In here.
No, I shot them.
Oh.
Yeah. I couldn't afford the 9th one, man. Sorry.
Right. I'm sorry. No, it's good. I understand it. No, it's good.
You better hope there's no similar case ongoing right now.
I really hope.
Found him.
Yeah.
FBI, we're kidding.
It's not me. I promise. I promise.
I know we're talking about Epstein tonight and stuff. We're just kidding. Please don't come after us.
Doesn't Hillary Clinton have a low iron deficiency or something like that? There's something if she she has that thing where if she stands up too fast, she'll pass out.
Yes. It happened, didn't it? In it happened in a political debate or something.
Sometimes stuff be boring.
Yeah, man.
Slumped.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
Closet killer.
What do you think about the Democratic candidates?
Oh my gosh.
I have not even been paying attention.
I haven't watched. I've watched highlights.
I'm waiting for it to narrow down before I'm all right.
So how does this work again with the Republican Party? Is Trump the only?
I haven't heard of anybody running against him yet.
Okay.
So here's I actually spoke to my grandma about this last night. Because she was curious if I knew about any Republicans running, and I said I didn't. But I speculate that not all Trump supporters are white supremacists. But, obviously, that's an obvious statement. But there's a good chance that all white supremacists are Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Let's be very honest.
Okay,
Okay, so there is a low minority of white supremacists, true white supremacists that aren't being falsely labeled by the media, real skinheads that are out here trying to be racist and stuff,
and target,
and they're in they're in the woods, they don't live in normal society,
and members of the KKK,
and those guys for sure. If there was a competent individual that ran for president that was obviously didn't have any dirt on him, nothing that they could go. I'm sure they could pull something up, but nothing that was that was so incriminating.
Right.
The all the quotes that they brought up about Trump, grab him by the P word. If this guy didn't have anything on him, just a clean guy, competent guy, open-minded, conservative, running as a Republican, he would blow Trump out of the water.
So you want a miracle child is what you're asking for.
Listen, because if there is somebody like that,
and you're listening to this podcast,
please go run for president.
So, for example, if Ben Shapiro were running for president,
can he? Is he old enough?
He's not old enough yet.
Okay, you have to be 35.
I think it's 40.
Isn't he under fire for something right now?
Yeah, well, we'll get into that. I want to get into that too because it really wasn't anything.
Okay.
But it's just inflammatory. So if say a guy like Ben Shapiro ran for president, he would win. Okay, because the only people that would vote for Trump at that point would be the white supremacists. There wouldn't be a mainstream, slightly right of center Republican or a conservative or a libertarian that would vote for Trump anymore because they wouldn't have to. the only reason that Trump won is because the left is so absurdly insane that Trump was the only alternative to that. So if there was what was it?
Sorry, 35.
35.
It says you have to be a natural-born U.S. citizen, a resident for 14 years, and 35 years of age.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Ben might be 34. I don't know how old he is.
So when it says resident, does that mean you have to like be living in one place or at least have a home
anywhere in the States?
Okay.
Yeah, anywhere in the States. That's why it was that whole weird thing with Obama. That conspiracy about him not being born in the States, but he was born in Hawaii. I don't know.
Nobody really knows where he was born because the issue is his birth certificate was digital.
Yeah.
And when he was born, it would not have been a digital birth certificate.
Yeah.
So that's an issue. And then there was the whole thing about. Did you hear about his grandma when she had said no, he's not a U.S. citizen. Or he wasn't a natural born.
Yeah.
And then she was dead like 2 weeks later or something like that.
Doesn't matter, dude.
You don't know. I mean, he served his 8 years, so it's not like he can go again. So.
Well, okay. So this whole Ben Shapiro thing.
Go ahead.
He on his show, and I listened to the whole thing. He was referring to a comment that the Democratic candidate Kamala Harris said about people having to work 2 jobs.
Yeah.
She was saying that, and he played the quote, and my gist of it was she's saying that unemployment is so low right now because everyone has 2 jobs. Everyone has to work 2 jobs to keep a roof over their head. And all Ben Shapiro said was that's statistically untrue. And if it is the case that you have to work 2 jobs because the job that you chose to work at is paying you minimum wage, that's a you problem. And that's what he said.
Yeah.
Now, the media, Twitter took this as you're saying that having to work 2 jobs is a character flaw. Like, you problem is in it's on you, like it's your issue. But he was actually meaning that it's a problem that you as a person have to face, not a character flaw.
Right.
And then he goes on to say, and when they put this video clip on Twitter out, they left out the Kamala Harris tweet, the comment. Like in his show, he put in the video, like the clip, the soundbite of Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
When it got to Twitter, they removed that. So it's just very manipulative, very disingenuous.
Yeah.
And it's just gross.
Is she the one that he challenged to a debate? Because she had claimed that no Republican would be willing to.
That was AOC. That was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or whatever.
Because she's the one that was claiming that no Republican would debate her, and she never debated him, right?
Yeah. And he's actually gone on Twitter. It's hilarious. He @s her on Twitter, and he's like, "Come on the show. I'd love to have you."
Yeah.
And she doesn't reply. And it's like no Republican. Or she said that Republicans are scared to debate me. And so he was like, "Come on my show. We'll talk."
He's literally a genius.
Oh, he's so smart.
I'd be so scared to. I wouldn't even want to talk about this kind of stuff.
I feel like he wouldn't be fun to hang out with though. Like if you tried to like,
he's very dry humored. He tries to make jokes on his show, and it's like, was that supposed to be funny?
His meme review, I was
like, he's just like so intelligent that I don't think people quite know how to handle him sometimes.
Well, it's like Jordan Peterson too.
Yeah.
Guy is a genius. He's very well read. He's very articulate, but he's not funny at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the whole thing with Ravi Zacharias and Ben Shapiro? Apparently they did some whole podcast.
Probably a Sunday special.
Yeah, because Ravi Zacharias, I stumbled upon his Instagram somehow. Actually, I think I saw Tim Tebow. I don't know. Anyways, I stumbled upon his Instagram, and he had been saying thank you for having me on the show and stuff like that, and so I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So it's kind of that would be a very. I wish I had seen that because that'd be an interesting one to hear from.
Yeah.
2 very smart guys.
Oh yeah. Well, he is very smart, very intelligent person. What my if I had to choose a president to run against Trump, it would be either Ben Shapiro or Candace Owens. Y'all know who Candace Owens is?
I don't know if I'm familiar.
No. Dude, she's brilliant. She's brilliant. Her whole message is because she grew up being told that because she's black, she has to vote Democrat. So her whole message is that's not the case.
Yeah.
You know, be a thinker, be an individual thinker and not like a group thinker.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Don't think that you have to believe a certain way because of the color of your skin. Believe pursue truth, pursue the truth and not your own truth. Or pursue the truth and not the truth of your group, you know?
Right.
And what's scary, dude, is like, I want to say it was it Omar? Maybe it was one of the senators in like the squad, or it might have been Kamala Harris, but I don't know. I don't want to mess that up. But somebody on the left said that if you don't like basically agree with her stances on things, then you're not like a real black person. Like, that is a scary thing to say, my dude.
Yeah.
Like, she was like, we need people that, you know, we want people that, like, fight for black people. You know, like, black people to fight for black people. And it's like, okay, that's good. But then it's like, if you don't want that, and she was basically saying, if you don't agree with me, then you're not a real black person. It's like, dude, you can't say that, bro.
Yeah.
There's nothing about that is a good thing to say.
Yeah.
So.
Did you see the?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, I'm sorry. It's kind of like going into the situation that you were talking about, like religion.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 podcasts ago, talking about, you know, don't start spreading that thing that's like, oh, well, you're a Republican. How can you believe you're a Republican and a Christian? Well, how
you're
can
putting children in cages?
Yeah. How can you agree with that stance and be a Christian, or you know, vice versa? So it's
vice versa, dude. I'm all for people that want to have open discussion, but as soon as you're like, oh, because you're doing this or because you're not doing this, you're not a Christian. And it's on both sides. You know, it's either, oh, you're putting children in cages at the border because you're a Republican. It's on you. There's blood on your hands. All these mass shootings. There's blood. The blood is on your hands. And then it's on the right.
Yeah.
People go and burn abortion clinics to the ground. It's like, really, man? Or the Westboro Baptist Church, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, they need to
come on, bro. And it's polarizing.
Could you imagine if somebody did that to their church? What would, like, the insaneness that would spark for them?
Well,
they'd be like, why would you attack the innocent?
They would get no coverage. No one would mourn that.
You're right.
You know what's scary?
Well, I'm not saying mourning. I would say they would come out and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but
I'm not saying. Go ahead.
Well, you know what's scary is Antifa.
That's what I was about to say.
Scary,
did you see the Portland protest today?
I didn't know there was a Portland
It looked like a Call of Duty match. It was Antifa, and they look like the Russians in CSGO. They all got black hoodies, black jeans, balaclavas, and like biker helmets on. Their backpacks and hydro packs.
Actually, I think I saw a headline about it.
You look at the other side. It's all these bald biker white guys.
Oh.
No mask, just their Oakley sunglasses, wearing like all their Under Armour or 511 stuff. Some of them got plate carriers on, all toting the American flag.
Sure enough. Here's the NBC News headline. Far-right rally in Portland met by anti-fascist protesters. They can't even call them Antifa.
So, this is why I liked the Twitter ad I saw for it. It was just footage from Portland protests, not anything else.
Right.
Starts off, it was just like the middle. And dude, it was like a yell off. Like one side's like USA, USA, and then the other side, you're all Nazis. and then like, my favorite part, the people that were there just to be there. Like there was a dude just doing Fortnite dance moves in a unicorn inflatable costume, just to like.
It's a good theory.
Show how ridiculous everything is.
Dang. That's possible.
Think about it.
So we got a text in from one of our fans. Another theory about the Epstein case. Would you like to read it?
This fan believes that the exiled Venezuelan dictator killed Jeffrey Epstein. Possibly.
Shout out to socialism, real quick.
I'm telling you what.
One time.
What a guy. What a cutie. Sorry.
Remember when the left thought that Venezuela was like the pinnacle of how socialism works?
Is this a successful country?
And then like 5 years later, it's like, we're not going to talk about it anymore.
just tanks.
It's good. It's a good time.
Dude, how do you let like an MMO's